Welcome friends and learners. Namaste from Dhananjaya Kumar. In this video, we will talk about the most talked about subject, love. And I have a bunch of wonderful quotations from the greatest minds to share with you. The first one is by Henry Van Dyke. Be glad of life because it gives you the chance to love. Be glad of life because it gives you the chance to love and to work and to play and to look up at the stars. So this is basically connecting life and love. Life's greatest opportunity for us is to love, to share love, compassion. And in addition, there are some bonuses. And the bonuses are, life also gives you a chance to love and to work and to play. But the most significant bonus is, and to look up at the stars. To look up at the stars is symbolic of expansion of mind and your awakening into exploration and discovery. So love being the most important opportunity life gives us, and in addition, it allows us to work and play and look up the stars. This one is by Osho. It is not that the person is beautiful and you have fallen in love. It is not that the person is beautiful and you have fallen in love. Rather, because you have fallen in love, the person looks beautiful. So here love is taken as a state of mind, as your expression, as your nature, as your contribution. So if you are a loving person, the person in front of you will look beautiful. Not only the person in front of you. The whole surrounding looks beautiful. The whole world looks beautiful if you are in love. Contrarily, it is not something is beautiful, therefore you love. No, you make that beautiful because of your love. So this is a wonderful message. It is not that the person is beautiful and you have fallen in love. Rather, because you have fallen in love, the person looks beautiful. Lao Tzu has said, kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. And kindness in giving creates love. So this is basically an uplifting of your personality, all aspects of it, that eventually leads to love. Let's begin with kindness in words creates confidence. When you are kind, you receive kindness. When you are kind, people pay more attention to you. They also care about you. And that feeling that you receive from others gives you confidence that what you are speaking is comforting. Secondly, kindness in thinking creates profoundness. If you are unkind in your thoughts, if you are harsh in your thoughts, then it will keep your mind, your thinking process shallow, small. But if you are kindness in your thoughts, the thoughts expand and become profound. And finally, kindness in giving creates love. Love is such a thing, the more you give, the more you get, and the more there is. So when you are giving kindness, it doesn't have to be money only, that you are distributing money. Your treatment, your relationship, your giving kindness, that leads to love. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. And kindness in giving creates love. This one is by Karl Menninger. Love cures people, both who give it and the ones who receive it. So the concept, expression, feeling of love is all pervasive. It is not that only the person feeling and sharing love that is good for my health and my mind. But the persons, even animals, nature surrounding, receiving it also feels cured, healed. Because if you love the garden around you, you'll be watering it, you'll be taking care of it. That is good for healthy plant growth. And this has been proven in experiments as well. That you keep two plants in two different rooms. One plant you should be caring, watering, taking care of, removing dry leaves, well cared, good feeling, good touch. Another plant in another room, you give a dirty look and you don't care. What happens? The plant you are caring for will grow healthy, and the plant you are not caring for will die away. So there is a lot of merit and value in this quotation. Love cures people, both who give it and the ones who receive it. Peter Ustinov. Love is an act of endless forgiveness. So this suggests the origin of love. If you want to take revenge, if you want to punish people for mistakes, that will never allow love to sprout in your hearts. So forgiveness, not only one time, but endless forgiveness, which means forgiveness becomes your nature. If forgiveness is your nature, love will easily pour into it. Love is an act of endless forgiveness. Andrew Bonar Law. Love is infallible. It has no errors, for all errors are the want of love. A loving person who is full of love leads to no errors. In true love, you will not be making mistakes. You will not be making errors, because love is infallible, which means it is always right. Being loving is always right. You cannot be wrong sometimes in love. If you are a loving person expressing your love, will never prove to be a mistake. It is infallible. Love is infallible. It has no errors because all errors are the want of love. Errors, mistakes, wrong actions, all those is because love is missing. Why there are conflicts and wars? Because each one is suspecting the other. It's not a humane, loving, trustworthy experience. People are sometimes ready to deceive one another. That is not an expression of love. So love is infallible. It has no errors, for all errors are the want of love. Swami Vivekananda, love is motiveless tenderness of heart. Now another concept has been introduced here, motiveless, which means you are not driven by selfishness or interest or to get a reward. That you are doing, you have love in your heart, which is actually a paradox. If it is not tender heart, it is a cruel, hard, and not passionate heart. Love is motiveless, which means it is not selfish, it is not expecting a reward, and in the absence of reward, love is gone. So it does not work that way. Love is motiveless tenderness of heart. Alexander Smith. Love is the discovery of ourselves in others and the delight in the recognition. Which means if you finding yourself separate from others, or if you consider others separate from you, or even inferior than you, then love will not arise. So love is a discovery of ourselves in others, because essentially all of us made of same material, same qualities, potentially same qualities. So we are all connected. We share the same nature, same stuff we are made of. So recognizing that I am not different or separate from others, that is the discovery that leads to love. So love is the discovery of ourselves in others and the delight in the recognition. William Shakespeare. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better. So the love is not limited to responding lovingly. If someone needs something, you are expressing love. Is good. Love sought, somebody needs in love, somebody needs tenderness, caring, all that, and you are providing it. You are basically a loving person. That is good. But love given unsought, nobody is searching or asking or demanding from you, but you are naturally giving and sharing. That is superior. So sharing love when someone needs it is good. But sharing love all around when it is not being asked for, but you are just offering because you are a loving person. Rumi has said, lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They are in each other all along. So the distinction made here is, lovers don't finally meet somewhere. Two or more individuals are not meeting separately as separate beings, and love originates there. So lovers, true lovers, it is not that they are meeting, because if they are meeting, which means they are separate to begin with. They are different, separate, apart. And each one is lover, independently. That is not what Rumi is talking about. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They are in each other all along, because lovers unite, become one. Two does not remain, because two persons can be in love, but true lovers, there is no two persons, there is only one person with two aspects. So beautiful by Rumi. Here Mahatma Gandhi is sharing his inner self very simply. My life is one individual whole. My life is one individual whole, and all my activities run into one another, and they all have their rise in my insatiable love of mankind. So this is at a global, universal basis. Love for mankind enables and allows these things to happen. That your life is a whole, there is a wholesomeness in your life, and all the activities flow into one another. They don't conflict. You don't have conflict in your actions or in your mind. So my life is one individual whole, and all my activities run into one another, and they all have their rise in my insatiable love of mankind. Teilhard de Chardin. Someday, after we have mastered its winds, someday after we have mastered the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness the energies of love. Then, for the second time, man will have discovered fire. To begin with, let me comment on what is meant by fire. Fire means light, energy, movement. A new beginning. Like when humanity discovered fire, it changed the whole future. Then they could cook, they could remain warm in cold weather. Then they got motivated to develop agriculture and the whole thing after that. So fire was a transformational event in the history of life on earth. So he's talking about a second discovery of fire. How? Someday after we have mastered the winds, the waves, the tides and gravity, which means all after we have accomplished all the technological, scientific knowledge, wisdom, everything, we have gone a long way. After that, we shall harness the energy of love. When we have stopped running after accomplishments, achievements and lot of activity, we shall calm down and reflect. Then we shall harness the energy of love. And that energy is very powerful. How? Then, for the second time, man will have discovered fire. A new course for the destiny of humanity will begin after we have accomplished and traveled through small achievements in life. Then the real big one comes when love arises, universal love for people, for life forms, for vegetation, for nature. When that happens, that will be a second revolution, a second awakening, and a new future for humanity. Saint Bernard. That which we love, we come to resemble. So this is the journey of love, from duality to unity. That which we love, we come to resemble, which means we become what we love. If we have, let's say, intense, honest, true love for God, we become godly. So this is the message here, that it is not a journey where two lovers meet, as in the previous quotation, but one becomes the other. And if the other is higher, the one becoming the other also is elevated. So if your love is pure and sincere to the higher than you, then actually you become higher. So that greatness will pull you up. This is the magnetic effect of love. That which we love, we come to resemble. Mikhail Nemi describes the lower level of love so that we understand it and rise above it. And the description is as follows. There is no more or less love. The moment you attempt to grade and measure love, it slips away, leaving behind bitter memories. It happens with a lot of people, I suppose. The lover asks one another, how much you love me? I love you more than that. So this measuring and comparing and grading, it often pollutes our mind and soils our feeling of love. So there is no more or less love. The moment you attempt to grade and measure love, it slips away, leaving behind bitter memories. Oscar Wilde gives a precondition for love. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. In other words, this is suggesting that in order to or before you can love someone, you must love yourself. If you have negative, hateful feeling toward yourself, toward your inadequacies, toward your shortcomings, you will not be a happy person. So an unhappy person is not capable of love. So first you have to be content, happy, restful, calm, and loving yourself. Then it gives you the capacity to shower love on others. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Unconditional love is not unconditional approval of others' action, but unconditional acceptance of the person behind the action. So the distinction is between the action and the one who is performing the action. So unconditional love is not that you unconditionally approve all actions by everybody, that everybody is doing right thing and I love it. That's not the idea. The idea is unconditional acceptance of the person behind the action, because the person behind the action can reform and get better and improve the quality of his action. So it is not loving or hating the action, but the persons behind the action, because they are the ones performing the action. And if they are influenced by your kindness, your love, they will change and be better in their actions. This quotation by Jimi Hendrix relates to, in some way, with global governance. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. So there are two aspects. One is a world ruled, governed, influenced by lust for power. That world will be in conflict and decay. But when it is ruled and influenced and governed by power of love rather than love for power, so power of love will lead to global peace. Very simple, powerful message. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Villa Cather, where there is great love, there are always miracles. Because love creates the environment, enhances our capacity that unexpected things happen out of love and love all around the environment. Wonderful things happen, unexpected, because you have never seen those unexpected things happen in normal life that we live, where love is not all pervasive. So where there is great love, there are always miracles. Mikhail Nemi. You hold only what you love, which means you have proximity to what you love. You are influenced by, or you influence it. So what you hold is what you love. You hold what you love. That's important. What you hate holds you. In other words, what you hate, you run after it, you try to fix a problem, you have a bad feeling, you have negative ideas, you may make big mistakes. So you are controlled by what you hate. So you hold only what you love. What you hate holds you. Avoid being held, which means avoid being in hatred. Osho's powerful quote, you need power only to do something harmful. Otherwise, love is enough. Compassion is enough. You need power. Lust for power usually, normally, would lead to harmful action for everyone. This is a caution. You need power only to do something harmful. Otherwise, things will happen with love. People will support you. You are loving to them, caring for them. But using power to control and to do things against the will of people, that will be harmful for society. You need power only to do something harmful. Otherwise, love is enough. Compassion is enough. There has been so much said and expressed about love. I was happy to share with you many of those. I'm sure many are still around, out of our access. So reflect on it. Be more loving in future to everyone, and you will see how the world changes around you. Thank you for listening, watching, and paying attention. Namaste. We'll meet again soon.